Good morning, everybody. It's Debbie with the Pickin Coop Farmstead. Yesterday I had to go to town with the mister, so I did not make a video. So I'm back in the garden this morning. It's already like 75 degrees in the shade here, so it's going to be a hot one, at least for us. I have good news. I've got my microphone turned on, but I just ordered two little clickers. Got these off Amazon. It's a remote shutter, it's called, and it has little buttons that you can click. And if you guys remember right, I accidentally washed my last one, but I had it for like 4 or 5 years. So in my defense, this one came with a very cool adjustable uh, little bracelet thingy. So hopefully I won't lose it or wash it. I did get this color because sometimes I like to set them down and then I cannot find them. And it takes me a while. I mean, they've been through mud, rain, everything, but they do not go through the washing machine. So anywho, I'm out here today because I got something else in the mail. Hold on, let me show you. So those of you that have been following me probably know that I bought three 75-foot pieces of soaker hoses, and I forgot to buy these little clips. So I started looking on Lowe's thinking, well, I'll just pick some up when I went last Thursday to town. When we only get 10 for $7. I got 100 for $17.99, I believe it was, on Amazon. So boom, I'm excited. So that means I have to take all my soaker hoses out of here because I put them the wrong direction. You want to start my garden. Let me show you. We'll come around here. Let me put it the other direction. So I don't know if you can see it very well. I don't know if that it conveys itself on film, but right up here it goes uphill. So it kind of works unless you're on flat ground. The soaker hoses need to be started at the top, which totally makes sense. I'm going to snake it back and forth through there, down, 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 and then down here. Let me show you. This is where it's going to end, right down in here. So I did it the opposite direction and put the cap up in this far end up here. So that was backwards. So we've got to take it all out and be careful not to break plants. That's going to be the fun part. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we'll get started using these little clips. Okay, so I note to self, when you're picking this stuff up, treat it like an extension cord and wrap it around your arm, because yeah, it becomes a tangled mess. So what I've done first before I ever started was to stretch out my garden hose, regular hose, to make sure it fits in this far northeast corner. And it does. There's plenty of room. And so I've hooked them together right here. Now I want to put my little stake over the top and push it down into the ground. And I'm just going to continue winding it around my plants. I've got peppers over here. I've got sunflowers. And I have planted some zinnias in here, and I see a bunch of them coming up, which I'm pleasantly surprised. I didn't really notice them before. So, and then we're just going, I'm trying not to step on them. These are sunflowers. Hopefully you can see. And then I'm going to come back down. That way, did I? Yeah, there we go. And then we are just, maybe I'll go around this way. I don't know. We just, the gist of it is we want to get all of our plants be able to benefit from the water. And you just kind of snake it through. And these back beds are butted up against each other like this, so I can just continue. These larger beds have a 2-foot gap in between, so I can have a walk through. So we're going to have to really pay attention to that. Let's see, I'm going to go this way. And I know I'll probably run out of soaker hose. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if I can zoom in. I can't really zoom in from there, but I'll give you a close-up later. And then, so I'm just going to snake it around all my plants like this. And I do need to, I was watching Charles Dowding, which he's a wonderful gardener, super sweet. And he's from the UK. He does the no-till garden method. And I was watching a thing, what he does with his strawberries once they are done. He trims them completely back to where there's only this much sticking out. And then that keeps the runners, especially if your bed is already full enough, keeps the runners from going out and making more babies. Because the dirt only supports so much. So I never even thought about that factor, but that is exactly what happens. So hopefully, all right, I'm just putting these in here, getting them close to my plants there as possible. I don't know. I'm thinking I might want to pull these strawberries out. Otherwise, they are going to take over this bed, which I do not want. And I'm going to mulch. Now, it does say for the soaker hose that you can put mulch right over the top, which is kind of cool, which is smart. And I think I planted some more plants in here. And kind of snake it this way, and I'm just going to continue down this bed. So I don't know how far I'm going to get, but we're just going to go for it. Oh, I forgot I had this. Hello. Boom. Okay, so far this is what I've got. So I'm working on my second row of beds. I'm starting to get hot. It's in the sun, but I did get far corner all the way back in the shade there, all the way across here. This is just going to have to be a hazard of using these. I'll just have to step over those, but I did get 1, 2, 3, 4 beds. Now I'm working on the 5th bed, and I'm all hot and sweaty now. So now this is the mess I have here, and I've got to get under this panel. I should have put this panel higher up off the ground, and I did not. So we're going to have to gently pull that underneath and finish snaking along in this area. But I think the last 3 rows over there, or beds, plus this bed, is all one hose. So it's connected right there at the end of this bed. So that's pretty darn good, I think. I might have to end up investing in one more hose. I'm not really sure. I'm way over budget this year on my gardening supplies. I kind of set a mental budget, and I did wind this through here because I am planning on planting some things that I started in the house. So I tried to remember that as I was snaking my hose through my plants. But I think this is going to work out perfectly. I just have to be careful not to rip up what I have. So, yeah, if I do, I do, but I'm just, see, I've already knocked all these guys over. They're okay though. They're all right. I almost took out my one and only loofah plant down there. It's starting to snap out of it and grow up this trellis. Um, so yeah, we're just going to keep doing that. I think I am going to call it quits for today just because I'm hot. Before I go, I do want to show you my bunching onions. Look at these guys. I'm excited. They're growing. And these little guys, these are bulbing onions that I just threw in the dirt. I think this is going to turn out to be a volunteer sunflower. Kind of excited about that. And then these are bulbing onions also. I don't know if you can see those with the sun. Hold on. Sorry about that. I'm trying to shade them so you can see these are the bulbing onions. More bulbing onions. So I've got to get out here and finish fertilizing. I didn't get everything fertilized. I am going to change my remedy, my fish juice, to maybe 50-50, 50 water, 50 worm juice. I think these beds are pretty depleted. Even though I put chicken manure and cow manure on them, some of the plants are doing fantastic. Others are looking kind of funky, mainly the eggplants. I looked up why the leaves would be turning yellow, and it says either pests, overwatering, underwatering, pests, which obviously pests are going on there, or lack of nutrition or too much nutrition. So that really didn't help me out because I kind of guessed all of those things. I was trying to narrow it down and that did not help me. So I guess it'll be trial and error. So the easiest thing to do, I think, would be to give them some much stronger worm juice. But look at my heads of cabbage. Darn, darn, darn. I left these guys, Chinese cabbage, they're going to seed just as my sacrificial plants, but it looks like they're moving on to others, which is sad. So I do have more broccolis. I'm going to snip those off. And anyways, all right, so that's all I have for you today. I hope the sun is shining where you are. If it is going to be hot like it's going to be here today, please stay hydrated. There's a lot of good recipes out there for a homemade something that the old farmers used to use. It's called Soleil. It's got mineral salts and different things in it to help hydrate like Gatorade does. Or if you're into Gatorade, drink that, or liquid IV twice a day. There is some unsavory ingredients in those types of things, but we have been known to drink that. So just stay hydrated. When it gets hot out, go indoors and cool off. So that's about what I'm going to do. I've got to put my water on my grass, feed my chickens, and then once it gets way too hot out here, then I go ahead and do all my inside chores. Not that you wanted to know, but that's what I do. I get old, I'm overweight, and it just gets too hot. And I used to stay out here way longer than I should for my own good, and I'm getting smarter as I am a senior citizen. So anywho, thank you so much for watching, subscribing, sharing, and commenting on my channel. I've been getting lots and lots of comments lately, and I appreciate that. And yes, when I did go to town yesterday, I forgot to tell you I handed out ice water to people. I did have one lady that was super, super volatile. I don't know what was going on with her, but I just said, God bless you, and walked off. And she said some really bad things, but you just move on. You know, I'll learn to stay away from her if I see her next time. That's twice I've seen her. This time I don't think I'll forget to stay away from her. And some people are out there just because they don't want any contact with anybody. And so she let herself known. So when you do that kind of thing, you do need to be careful. Of course, the hubby was with me, and he keeps telling me, you got to be careful, you got to be careful, blah, blah. And he's sitting in the truck right during the whole thing. So I'll just know to stay away from her. The person she was with was very thankful, took his water, but just be careful. And it's not going to stop me. I'm just going to keep handing out waters, lunches, whatever I can that week they get to have. So, anywho, God bless you all. Happy gardening, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.